space, everything gone. I want it to be just a flat parking lot. Then we can start the construction kind of stuff. I'll put down some blocks to kind of like set a foundation, but I'll need that nail gun. Actually, if you want to go get some fly time and just get the nail gun, I can keep at this.
Alright.
It's just no nail gun. I'm not spending the incredible amount of time it would take to actually upgrade everything with a stone axe versus a nail gun. And then if you're going, you could also grab the rest of our cobblestone, cement, and even a little bit of wood.
Alright.
Because we'll definitely have to use a lot of that for construction.
2 nail guns. Let me know if you think of anything else. I don't want to do 2 trips. You're doing the next trip if you forget anything.
No, for just the basic, like we're setting up the base layout, that should be all we need.
I actually don't mind flying. I'll do many trips. I don't care. I enjoy it. It's fine.
Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. I'm sneaking in a corner. Hopefully they don't see me.
Yeah. Needlessly large. I really wish I could autopilot forward. I could bind... oh, you know, I never thought about doing that. I think I'm on my mouse, right? So I have these 2 buttons on the side, this one and that other one, right? I want to, God damn it, I have to be careful I don't bail out. I want to put Q and W combined on a toggle on this button so that I could just auto run on any fucking game forever. I'm a genius. It doesn't matter what game it is. Even New World. Ooh, you hurt me very bad. Did you kill me? No, you didn't kill me. Oh, Jesus Christ. I really gotta watch that momentum. That momentum's stupid. I gotta not do that. That sucked. Wait, you didn't take it. Take it. Take it, bitch.
Okay, I'm back. How are you almost dead?
WB. I'm learning that the more momentum you have as you approach the ground, you know, basic Newtonian physics. Gotta drop all this gas station loot. I should have left it there, damn it. I'm an idiot. So I modded 7 Days to Die today. And I only installed 4. I searched through 300 mods, and I only installed 4. But one of the cool things you can do is you can stack things to 30,000 without breaking EAC or going against the rules. And you don't have to have so many boxes, which is cool. But you have to have admin. You can also get like 6 times the storage, like on your personal person. And 6 times the space on a box, and that's really fun in custom mode. It makes it so you can go out and loot like so much fucking longer. And I was surprised. I like looked through. There's no compatibility issues. No some of the mods are no EAC, but some of them aren't. It's awesome. Okay, so you needed. Remind me. You needed. We need 2 nail guns.
I've seen one nail gun.
Well, we're bringing this all. I should bring all this because we have to bring it all anyways, don't we? Or are we leaving this all here?
We have 1 nail gun, so I don't know where you're finding the other one at.
No, we don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we only do have 1 nail gun. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought these 2 impact drivers were 2 nail guns. My bad. And then you wanted cement, right? Cobblestone rocks?
Yeah, grab the rest of the cobblestone and cement.
Okay, I only see 35 cobblestone rocks in the raw resources box. Cement, I don't see at all.
I didn't think I grabbed it all.
I'm sorry, in the crafted. I see. I'm looking in the wrong box. Here we go. Do you want the forged iron for any reason?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. So I got all the concrete, right? Like all of it?
Mm-hmm.
And the nail gun, the concrete, wood, all of it. And
all of it.
Not all of it. Okay, I'll leave like a stack here. And anything else? Wood, concrete, nail gun. Speak now or forever helicopter there. Alright. Foggy. Oh, I was gonna bind a key on my mouse for Q and W toggle so that I don't have to press down the Q and W keys anymore. Ah! Oh god. Wait, I lived. Man, I came out of the sky like a bat out of hell like Seabiscuit and just slammed into the ground, but I took no damage for some reason. I don't know why I didn't die, but what was I doing? Oh yeah, I'm gonna go bind a key on my mouse real quick. I am a super genius. I shall bind Q and W on a toggle on my mouse. And then I will never have, I will always have, excuse me, I will always have an auto run in any game that has sprint and walk forward. It won't matter what game it is. I'm just always going to have a nice auto run. Doesn't matter. You can't stop me, developers. Let's see. Q and W macro.
Just ran into a glowing screamer. Didn't know those were things.
That's kind of alarming.
Considering there's not a base here yet, yeah. And she did summon a little bit of a horde at me. I got the something's near me alert from the robot, and then just a moment later... So yeah, it's definitely not related to your base at a certain point. It's just because you're high level, you get screamers. Because I've never seen a screamer wandering like that before. If it wasn't looking for me in the base. Oh, never mind. No, there are screamers wandering around in the wastelands. Now, I don't know if that's a... They spawn because your base is there, or they're spawning because your player level is high enough. I'm thinking it's player level.
I don't know. Ouch. Damn it.
There's just such an obscene amount of stuff I gotta break up.
I've got to edit this. You, go back in. You. No, I want you to backspace. Backspace. No, just that. That's all. Yes. There. It works. Yes. Ha ha ha! I shall never not have an auto ren again. Take that, triple anus. Damn it. Go. Go. You're so annoying. There. Go. There we go. Yes, I can relax. I don't have to hold my left hand all cramped up for 20 minutes on the Q and the W key. It's so nice. God damn it, I hate the triple anus and their bad keybinds. Almost flies itself, doesn't it? Almost sane, isn't it? When you remove the developer and all the damage that they cause, you can see sanity return. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm being hyperbolic here. I'm flying with no hands. I'm gonna do it in Rust too. Watch. I can play with my fidget spinner and my pen instead of like worrying about this, you know? It's awesome. I love this thing. It's like a liquid fidget spinner. It's the perfect fidget spinner. You let the bubble go up. 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 Fidget spinner. You let the bubble go up. 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 Let the bubble go up. Look at me, I'm flying. No hands, ma. No slaves to the triple anus anymore. My keyboard has died. That is unfortunate. Rather annoying. My keyboard died while I was mid-flight. And my helicopter floated gently to the ground perfectly. Ah. Ouchies. Oh, you fucking... Get up. No, just get up. Please, go. Why won't you go? You need to go, 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 you stupid thing. Ah, go. So annoying. Stupid thing. Ah. Oh god, when I go back to Rust, this is gonna fuck me up so bad. I know it is. Where did he go? Wait, what? Oh, shit. Trader Joel. Oh, shit. What? Damn it, go, fucker, go. Go, go, go. Up into the air. Yes, you go. Up, go. Yeah, you're so annoying.
Finally, just about done clearing the initial space out.
Wait, I brought the concrete mix and you wanted cement, huh? God damn it. I didn't even think... where... Oh my god, I don't know these icons at all. Alright, give me 20 more minutes.
The correct one's in a bucket.
Great.
Well, you got the nail gun at least, right?
Yeah, I got the nail gun. Here, I'll give you that. I'm
Put it
sorry.
in the box.
Yeah. Oh, here's wood and a nail gun. And, the little bit of cobblestone that was there. And, I'll go and get the cement. Damn, 5-minute flight. At least I have auto run.
Oh, hey, when you get back to the base, could you queue up a bunch of cobblestone, please? It should be a workbench recipe that takes just a bunch of stone, I think.
Alright.
But it would be a good use for the stuff, and we are probably going to need more cobblestone.
Okay. Almost there. Okay, stone to cobblestone. Should I do like all the stone?
Well, put a good amount in.
Good amount, okay. And
I would,
that's just in the
well, like
workbench.
10,000. It should be just workbench for cobblestone.
Okay. Cobblestone rocks. It'll make 53. Oh no, I don't have. It takes clay and small stone, so let me go grab it. I was able to make 3,000. Do you want that much?
Make all you can.
All right. And the cement mix went back in the proper drawer. And now I am seeking concrete.
It's in the craft materials.
Crafted resources. All I see is concrete mix. Let's see concrete.
I might have grabbed all of it.
Yeah, will you check the box? I didn't think to, like, check the box. I don't see any concrete here, so... Oh, you... Oh, no. So you have, like 400 hours worth of stuff before the, cobblestone. Do you want to cancel all that?
Is the other workbench anymore free?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think that there was a second one, huh? Is there a second one? Yeah, there is, huh? Where is the second one? It's like back in, Oh, I see it here. Yeah, the other one's got a lot of AP ammo. Nice. Pull it out, but yes, other one has a lot of ammo cooking. Do you want to pull the ammo?
Just forget it. You can make it in your own inventory, probably.
Okay. The clay. I forgot the clay. No, what did I do with the clay? Uh-oh. Oh no, I made you cobblestone with the clay. Now I am making... remind me what I'm making again? I don't remember.
Doesn't matter, just come back.
Alright. Well, I made you the cobblestone blocks. But they're sitting there. I guess, yeah, that's, I guess I can make them in my inventory. I see what you're saying here. Sorry, I'm just not used to the crafting system yet. I've avoided it almost entirely. I am making cobblestone. There we go. Cobblestone rocks. There we go. 3,000 crafting it. 20 minutes and 30 seconds. Got it cooking. Okay, got cobblestone rocks cooking. Let me dump these bullets that I pulled. I would take a hunting rifle as well. And I will bring back, we'll put a 4x. This game doesn't need anything big. 2x. And it's muffled connect or reflex sight. No, I want a reflex sight. Yeah, that's fine. That'll do for this. Yep. Ooh, I like. Okay. Oh god. I don't recall hitting E. Yay, achievement. It will not go forward. I will not go forward. I don't know. Yep, I need you to go forward. I'm pressing the buttons very hard. I need you to go forward. Wait. Where is this place? I can't remember. No. Okay, I'm back. And I have some thousands of cobblestone. Yeah, I don't think we have cement. We have cement mix. It's kind of weird. Unless you have it on you.
you again. As long as you bring the Dukes, looking to
We're
armor
gonna
up
be
and make
good
those
friends.
raiders think twice. If you're too cheap to buy armor, we've got all you need to make your own. I've got just now that we are business partners.
Oop. Oops. Oh, okay, so Baegon went to bed. I believe I will get started on a like a Rust server here. I'll just log here on this server. I played too much 7 Days to Die today. I want to play something else now. So yep. And now we're gonna come here and check and see what's for sale. That's odd. Somebody bought all of the copper and all of the. Oh no, all the, somebody, or I guess I bought all the silver. Somebody bought all the silver. That's weird. Anyways, I wish to. I have played too much 7 Days to Die, and I'll play it again tomorrow. But I want to play something else now. Copper ingots. I guess that's what I'm stuck with yet. Okay. Yep. Okay. Nope. Fire and copper. And okay. There we are. I have 60k in silver ingots, which is good because I'm making money there. Doing pretty good. Okay, so now I will pop over to the Rust. I have this game Ballroom. I never did play that one. But, yeah, I'm trying to get money back on my card for any games that I don't play, really. Because I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to play Icarus. I know I won't. It's hard, but I'm gonna look around on the server lists for what's available. I'm gonna get my fix, but I want enough people on the server, and I want an XP chart. Like, now I realize that I really want that XP chart, but I also want other people on the server that I can kill. And I'm going to look around for XP charts to see if Russ has kind of picked up on that a little bit more. It's possible. I doubt it, though. So there we are. Copper ingots. Good day of 7 Days to Die. This session is ending here at 10:15, but I'm not. I'm sorry, it's not ending it right now. Excuse me, but yeah, I will go on for another about 45 minutes or something like that. I'm only gonna get started. See if I can have some fun before I get started. Build like a little wood shack somewhere. At like, I don't know what's it today. It's Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Well, It's cold. I'm gonna close my door. This load took so fucking long. Why? 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 Oh my god. This load's gonna continue to take so fucking long. Oh, never mind. There. So first thing, I want you to come to screen and just put me full screen because it doesn't matter. I don't need the medium, max quality, fourth, cascades. Actually, let's go let's go 2 for that, and we'll bring shadow and shadow quality 1 and max shadow lights down, and yep. Okay. Then we need. I'm gonna turn on some good ambient music because that 7 Days to Die kind of got at me after a while. Oh, hello people. Oh, I got some good follows and stuff. I got the whispers. Oh, so okay. I am looking for. What am I doing? Now, I want to. Now, I am trying to load streamer mode off. Adoption, streamer mode off. And I wish to see what RPG options pop on modded. 21 servers. Terrestria RPG, PvE, custom, no wipe. Rust Casta Fast, it's max X, remove, and it's RPG. It's a Russian server. Solo Fast, remove, Europe, monthly softcore PvE, bi-weekly PvE, Rusticasta, Bloody Rust, RPG XP skins. There's only 5 people on it, and we see that immediately, like, RPG stuff is just not very popular on Rust. And if we come down all the way, maybe XP, actually. Here's one with Grand Rust. It has case procedural and it has XP. It's a Russian server, however. Luffy, Rust, Texas, USA, 10x PvE. Salty Zombies, USA, PvE. Grand Rust, it's PvE though. Rage Crew 1, Grid X, 2x, Solo Duo Trail, Ultimate Experience, wiped. US Slayers, the GG 100x PvE Zombies. Excuse me. Magma Rust. Dan's PvE with backpacks. Oh, I meant to shut my door. It's fucking freezing here now. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry. bunch of these lights out since it's getting towards the end of the shift. There. And, oh. 15 people. Oh, it's Russian. Mortal.wish.exp. I don't know where the mortal.wish is. Well, so we see that XP is a thing that happens occasionally, but it's not very common and it's not very known. People do favor this mod. There is PvP, Explosive Rust. I don't know why it popped, however. Just something... Oh, because of XP. Yeah. So, I don't know. What about level? Or anything like that. Levels. Z levels. US Paradise Island, PvE, PvP zones. Check out this PvE server with PvP zones. We have a little bit of everything for everyone, whether you're a PvP monster, PvP farmer, or RP wizard. We have something for you. Bi-weekly wipe, 24-hour purge, man, DK set, for some Paradise Island, PvE and PvP, trap gaming, 3x plus C levels. None of these are doing so well. It is unfortunate. The server that I am on is empty, and I don't really want to spend a lot of time there. Well, I don't know. Well, I'm going to pick a random one. And good luck. Now, oh, hopefully, well, yeah, I should have no problem there. Oh, yes, thank you so much. So... I kind of want to go play my Black Mage. What level am I now? I'm level 60. Oh yeah, I'm level 60, huh? So now goblins won't be so bad. I bet I can actually fuck them up. But I have all this stuff on me, I forgot. Hey, we got spawning world faster than it usually does. That's good. Fine by me. So let's see let's go load a video is what I'll do. Let's go see what's going on in the world today. Sabrina Carpenter, Chappelle Roan accusations, Project 2025, and Karen Reed.
You beautiful bastards, welcome back to the Philip DeFranco Show. You daily dive into the news, and today I've got a wild one for you. So how about you just hit that like button, I'll hit you with that monkey, and let's jump into it.
This is a news show.
This is a news show.
The Karen Reed murder trial just got a huge update. Right, this murder trial that's consumed Boston, swept the nation with swirling conspiracies. You know, we covered this a few months ago when things kicked off. I'm also going to link to that previous coverage, right? Especially because the details are all over the fucking place and there are two very different stories being told here. But the quick version is that Reed was accused of murdering her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, by intentionally backing her SUV into him and then driving away, leaving him to die on a cold January night. But Reed denies those allegations.
Oh
There's almost
God.
nothing that her defense and the prosecution can agree on. All we know for sure is that Reed and O'Keefe had been out drinking that night in January of 2022 when they ran into an officer that O'Keefe worked with by the name of Brian Albert, who invited them back to his house. So Reed drove the two over in her SUV, O'Keefe got out of the car, Reed drove away, and early the next morning she came back looking for him and found him unresponsive outside of Albert's home. But after that, everything just falls apart. The prosecutor said the couple had been fighting and Reed hit O'Keefe and drove away before he ever made it inside. And to back that up, they pointed to damage on the rear end of her car, pieces of taillight found on the scene, an angry voicemail she left before O'Keefe's death. Also, you had multiple emergency responders who were called to the scene testifying they heard Reed say, "I hit him." But Reed, she tells a totally different story. Her lawyer is saying this is all a police cover-up and that she's being framed as part of a sweeping conspiracy to protect the true murderer. And specifically, they allege that O'Keefe did make it inside of Albert's house, but while there was a fight that ensued, with then somebody fatally beating him before dumping him in the snow. And as for their case, the defense points to testimony from experts who say that O'Keefe's injuries, they just aren't consistent with being hit by a car. Instead, pointing to wounds on his arm that they say indicate that he was attacked by Albert's German Shepherd. Though notably, their prosecutors have said that there wasn't any dog DNA found on his body, and O'Keefe's autopsy didn't show signs of a fight. Though you also had Reed's lawyer disputing other evidence brought by the prosecution, right, including the claims that she said
I want to hear this again.
You beautiful bastards, welcome back to, especially who invited them back to a few months ago when things kicked off. I'm also going to link to that previous coverage, especially because the details are all over the fucking place and there are two very different stories being told here. But the quick version is that Reed was accused of murdering her boyfriend, Boston police officer John O'Keefe, by intentionally backing her SUV into him and then driving away, leaving him to die on a cold January night. But Reed denies those allegations, and there's almost nothing that her defense and the prosecution can agree on. All we know for sure is that Reed and O'Keefe had been out drinking that night in January of 2022 when they ran into an officer that O'Keefe worked with by the name of Brian Albert, who invited them back to his house. So Reed drove the two over in her SUV, O'Keefe got out of the car, Reed drove away, and early the next morning she came back looking for him and found him unresponsive outside of Albert's home. But after that, everything just falls apart. The prosecutor said the couple had been fighting and Reed hit O'Keefe and drove away before he ever made it inside. And to back that up, they pointed to damage on the rear end of her car, pieces of taillight found on the scene, an angry voicemail she left before O'Keefe's death. Also, had multiple emergency responders who were called to the scene testifying they heard Reed say, "I hit him." But Reed, she tells a totally different story. Her lawyer is saying this is all a police cover-up and that she's being framed as part of a sweeping conspiracy to protect the true murderer. And specifically, they allege that O'Keefe did make it inside of Albert's house, but while there was a fight that ensued, with then somebody fatally beating him before dumping him in the snow. And as for their case, the defense points to testimony from experts who say that O'Keefe's injuries, they just aren't consistent with being hit by a car. Instead, pointing to wounds on his arm that they say indicate that he was attacked by Albert's German Shepherd. Though notably, their prosecutors have said that there wasn't any dog DNA found on his body, and O'Keefe's autopsy didn't show signs of a fight. Though you also had Reed's lawyer disputing other evidence brought by the prosecution, right, including the claims that she said she hit O'Keefe, arguing that in her panic and shock, she asked the question, "Did I hit him?" Beyond that, the defense also has what they claim to be evidence of this alleged law enforcement conspiracy, pointing to a tangled web of relationships and conflicts of interest among the witnesses at the party and law enforcement officials who investigated the case. And since we last talked about this story, we also saw one of the lead investigators in the case give some pretty damaging testimony that bolstered the defense's claim that hostile law enforcement had a conflict of interest, with Massachusetts State Trooper Michael Proctor, who remained on the case despite having connections to witnesses, being questioned about sexist and vulgar texts he sent to friends about Reed. With those including some where he joked about searching for nude photos on her phone, criticized her appearance, and said that he hoped that she would kill herself. And again, those are just some of the details. But all of this has made for a super contentious case marked by wild conspiracies, a large and sometimes rowdy Free Karen Reed movement, a global audience of true crime fans, and just a whole lot of general chaos. And so all of that has brought us to why we're talking about this story today, because unsurprisingly, all the chaos and the conflicting narratives on both sides, it has resulted in a deadlock jury, with the judge overseeing the case now officially declaring a mistrial after the 12-person jury failed to reach consensus after 26 hours of deliberations. And there, in a note to the judge, the jurors made it clear that they had fundamentally different views in the case, and there wasn't just one person holding out. Writing, our perspectives on the evidence are starkly divided. The deep division is not due to a lack of effort or diligence, but rather a sincere adherence to our individual principles and moral convictions. And so now, as far as what happens next, despite the mistrial, this case is not over, right? Because there was no verdict, Reed can legally be tried again, and prosecutors have already said they plan to retry the case. So there you had Reed's legal team vowing to fight the prosecution's case, and Reed's defense attorney, Alan Jackson, telling reporters outside the courthouse, "Folks, this is what it looks like when you bring false charges against an innocent person." And adding, they failed miserably, and they'll continue to fail no matter how long it takes, no matter how long they keep trying, we will not stop fighting. And then, so Sabrina Carpenter and Chappell Roan have found themselves surrounded by accusations and controversy. And this notably, as many have crowned Sabrina Carpenter the queen of summer pop with songs like Espresso and Please Please Please. Right at this point, she's basically just been competing with herself. I mean, over the weekend, she replaced herself for the top spot of Spotify's global chart. News that she reacted to by saying, this bitch. But this also is people are questioning if she's being force-fed to audiences, specifically via Spotify's autoplay feature. Right, that's when you finish an album or a song and Spotify just picks something to queue up next. With a lot of people saying that no matter what they're listening to, whether it be country, pop, rap, whatever, Spotify picks either Espresso or Please Please Please, which has been leading people to question if this is some pay-for-play scheme to create hits artificially. And it's not just bots and paid checkmarks saying this, but even the likes of Vox is doing a big piece on this yesterday, noting that the conspiracies are valid just because the music industry has seen tons of different kinds of payola scandals. And if this were happening, it would be very hard to actually prove. But also, very notably, people familiar with Spotify's algorithm, they just say this doesn't appear to be the case. For example, Glenn McDonald, a former data alchemist at Spotify, telling the outlet, none of it is as centralized as you're imagining. It's not like there's a master sticker on the song that causes everybody to promote it. A lot of things on Spotify are trying to keep you in your comfort zone and play you the right thing. And Spotify, they just assume that you like what other people like. Or essentially, if you have two separate users that have some overlapping tastes, they recommend those music choices to one another. They also say there's this kind of Goldilocks method of picking artists that aren't too obscure or too popular, but that are just right. And there, studies have actually shown that young people identify with music that is an intermediate popularity level, with McDonald even adding, especially if the artist is slightly less popular and a bit more attuned to what you usually like, then that makes them a better match than someone who's very popular and crosses genre or audience boundaries. Right, so basically, the idea is that they're more likely to recommend Sabrina Carpenter to a Swiftie than it is to recommend Taylor to a Sabrina fan, or because in the scenario, Taylor's just too popular, which is the idea that brings Chappell Roan into the mix here. With Vox noting this could also explain why so many people have found Chappell Roan's Good Luck Babe also being constantly fed to them from Spotify's autoplay, because it is a very popular song from an artist that was relatively small just a few months ago. Also, both Sabrina and Chappell were just openers on major tours, so it's easy to connect them to fans of bigger artists. But again, also with this, Vox noted that it's of course hard to prove any kind of scheme is happening because these platforms, they just lack transparency. Because Spotify isn't radio, there is some allowance for pay for play. It actually offers a feature allowing artists to forfeit some of their streaming profits to boost their likelihood of getting played. Though there, per Vox, as far as we can tell, it's usually not Sabrina Carpenter's doing this. And so of course, due to the lack of transparency, not only does it make it so that we can't prove anything, it's the largest thing that makes all these theories possible. With McDonald even going as far as to say, to me, this is not a Spotify-specific problem, not a music-specific problem. It's everything about how technology mediates human interaction if it goes through these black boxes of machine learning or AI. You're just left asking, here's the answer, how do I trust it? Though also with this, there was another big argument. For example, NME doing a piece on this back in June explaining that even if artists like Sabrina and Chappell were being force-fed to us by some massive scheme, that alone wouldn't be enough for their full successes. Noting artists also need people to then choose to engage with their music for the momentum to keep going. But there still needs to be something for the audience to latch onto for there to be staying power. And personally, I can't speak on everything, but I've only heard the song 3 times, and HOTTOGO is fucking stuck in my head forever. And blasting Espresso with the top down on my Jeep, it's a vibe. Though that is anecdotal and it doesn't speak to the validity of any of the accusations. And since I don't imagine many of these platforms are going to just randomly open the doors and be like, hey, full transparency, for now, I'll pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts here? And then, so the Olympics, there's supposed to be this massive tourism booster, but we're getting some very conflicting reports out of France right now, with Air France actually saying they are going to be taking a $193 million hit during the Olympics, with them even putting out a statement claiming that perhaps more people are turned off by the idea of heading to Paris during the Olympics than excited by it, right? Explaining that traffic to and from Paris is lagging behind other major cities in Europe, and also adding, international markets show a significant avoidance of Paris. Travel between the city and other destinations is also below the usual June-August average, as residents and brands seem to be postponing their holidays after the Olympic Games or considering alternative travel plans. And while the airline does expect things to balance out once the Olympics are over, it is still expecting to take a loss of 180 million euros between June and August. And the thing is, according to Forbes, Air France's claims, they line up with public tourism data, with it showing a projected 15% drop in foreign arrivals in July of 2024 compared to July of 2023. This also means that hotels are taking a hit, with Forbes reporting that occupancy levels peak earlier in the games at 78%, with the lowest towards the end being around 60%. And that's even though in July of last year, the average occupancy was over 80%. You've also got other reports showing Airbnb is also struggling to fill apartments. And as far as why, there are a few potential reasons. Right? I mean, hell, you have the New York Times previously noting that Parisians have been begging people not to come to the Olympics. Right? And that just because a lot of people dread having the whole planet coming to their city all at once. But also you see things like metro prices going up significantly for that time. Some major landmarks are going to be harder to visit, especially as there's going to be a stadium in front of the Eiffel Tower, and the park right by it will have an arena, making it that much harder to get your Emily in Paris on. Or you see things like the Eiffel Tower's website also explaining that while it's open during most of the Olympic game days, there's just going to be a lot more rules in place regarding booking and visiting. The site also adding that ahead of the games, pedestrian access along the Seine will be heavily restricted and some metro stations won't be served. And so for a lot of people, it just sounds like there's a lot of hassle that might kill the romance of a city like Paris. So all of this isn't to say like the city is just going to be empty, right? People are still going. Forbes reporting that up to 3.1 million ticket-holding visitors are expected to go to the city, and 2/3 are French, with tourists from both France and abroad expected to spend nearly $3 billion. And that's without mentioning all the money set to come in from media rights and sponsorships and private investments. But still, it is very interesting to see this reaction from the public. So maybe the silver lining is if you've ever wanted to go, maybe you wait to the last second and see if you can get cheap fares. So again, if you're wanting to experience Paris, it doesn't sound like the best time. And there is probably a better time to go and get a Parisian waiter to scowl at you for not speaking perfect French. And I say Parisian and not French for a reason. Beautiful city though, and not everyone's like that. And then, for those of you looking to kickstart a business, showcase homemade crafts, start a personal blog, or maybe even sell merch, I got a great solution for you. For any business, hobby, or side hustle needs an online destination, and today's fantastic sponsor, Squarespace, they've got you covered. I mean, Squarespace has partnered with the PDS for years now, and I can honestly say it is still such a breeze. There's no installations, no patches, no updates needed ever. If you need a starting point, they've got a ton of stunning professional templates and drag and drop editing in their Fluid engine, which makes site design incredibly simple. No coding necessary. I mean, they'll even handle all the production and shipping so that you can launch and maintain your merch business. Plus, with Squarespace, you get access to all their marketing tools and analytics and their award-winning customer care team via email or live chat 24/7. So go check it out, see why so many others have loved it, see why you're gonna love it, and start your free trial today over squarespace.com/Phil. When you're ready to launch, just don't forget to use offer code Phil for 10% off your first purchase. And remember, that's squarespace.com/Phil, or just scan that QR code on screen. And then, we've got a Red Roof Inn problem. I don't know if you've ever stayed at one. They're one of the largest budget hotel chains in the States. And it now appears that they have a horrifying secret. An estimated 80% of all sex trafficking actually takes place at hotels, and some chains more than others. And while Red Roof Inns do not directly engage in sex trafficking, they do knowingly profit off of the crime on a grand scale. That, at least according to now 42 federal lawsuits currently underway against the chain and its franchises, as well as hundreds more that are soon to be filed. With an investigation by The Independent finding these across 39 states and at least 115 Red Roof Inn hotels. But there's also seeing an attorney who represents nearly 1,000 victims telling the outlet that he estimates the true number of victims to be in the many thousands, adding that sex trafficking has reached an epidemic level across the hotel chain. In fact, these lawsuits claim that the trafficking was so obvious that hotel staff couldn't possibly have missed it, with an expert witness even testifying. If girls and women are being trafficked at a hotel, you will see the malnourished body, the way that they are dressed, the demeanor in which they walk, the lack of eye contact, the inability to have their own voice and speak without permission. To be frank, you'd be quite ignorant if you didn't see it. And with that, you see things like a victim by the name of Tiffany testifying in one trial. We had to take customers morning, lunch, dinner, midnight, after club hours. It was just around the clock. We had to make a quota of a minimum $1,000 a day if we wanted to eat. And saying if she refused to see a customer or disobeyed him, she was then choked or beaten, which as other victims explained, wasn't exactly hush-hush. Right? You had examples like a woman named Melissa describing how housekeeping staff came each morning to remove garbage cans filled with condoms and bloody towels. Also another victim saying employees witnessed her trafficker being frequently violent with her, and loud sounds of abuse could often be heard from the room. With yet another alleging staff actually witnessed her physically and verbally being abused by her captors in public areas of the hotel. And then just confirming how widespread this was, a woman by the name of Alexa said that her pimp chose the Red Roof Inn because of its, quote, lax attitude towards what was going on. I mean, one lawsuit in Atlanta claimed that anyone who set foot on 2 Red Roof Inn properties witnessed an open-air prostitution market. But then even if employees didn't notice it, the customers certainly did. With The Independent analyzing customer reviews and finding mentions of prostitution at 176 properties. And this is employees did notice, even though they weren't trained to identify the signs. With, for example, a former night manager telling the outlet that he witnessed sex work, not sex trafficking at 3 locations where he worked, saying, quote, it's heads in beds. They want every door sold. They don't care how you do it. Your manager has that pressure of having to do that consistently. So if you can get prostitutes and drug dealers to come in there and keep them in order, you're selling out. Numerous former employees testifying that they passed their concerns on to their managers, including Jay Moyer, former regional vice president of operations. Yet he also joked in one email about a vending machine being introduced to one of the properties, writing that, quote, my pimps and hoes love them some snacks to go with their smokes. And another former employee testifying that Moyer told him to book suspected sex workers in the back of the hotel where they'd be less visible to other guests. And y'all, the knowledge that all of this was going down apparently went to the fucking top. Because in 2015, a former board member of an international anti-trafficking organization reportedly called Red Roof Inn's president, Andy Alexander, and told him, hey, there's a known sex trafficker trafficking women at one of your hotels. So with all this, you have Red Roof Inn denying any wrongdoing, arguing that it's taken steps to prevent criminal activity and they couldn't reasonably be expected to spot a crime that is by its nature hidden from view. And so for now, I'll let you be the judge of the situation. Though, I do want to note that while Red Roof Inn is dealing with an exceptionally large number of allegations, they are certainly not alone. Right? Dozens of other lawsuits have been filed over the past decade against most major franchises, including Wyndham and Choice, with the attorney for 1,000 clients telling The Independent the industry has stuck their head in the sand for a very, very long time. They knew that this was going to come. At conferences way before any cases were filed, they were alluding to the fact that they might one day actually have to take responsibility for what's going on in these hotels. They're going on to say one of the big hotel chains will end up going bankrupt as a result of this litigation, and they deserve way worse. And then we got a miracle breakthrough from Alzheimer's, but the problem is it might all be a lie, because that's the concern right now after the DOJ indicted Haoyan Wang for faking research information in order to get access to $16 million in federal grant money. See, Wang, he'd been hired to look at the data the pharmaceutical company Cassava had collected, and he allegedly falsified research that helped their drug simufilam get into clinical trials, which, as a quick aside, works by repairing proteins in the brain and might help slow down Alzheimer's progression, which is something that could help upwards of 6 million Americans who suffer from Alzheimer's, and not to mention all the family that helped them out. Because I think something that a lot of people miss when they first hear about these stories involving Alzheimer's and dementia is that they're brutal on both the victim and their families as they see their loved ones slowly fade. And all this, it didn't come as a complete shock to the people within the medical research community, because the City University of New York, which is where Wang worked, they'd recently conducted an investigation into his research, which led to multiple papers being pulled over falsified research. And even before that, some researchers were expressing doubt about this drug's efficacy, or even if its mechanism to slow down Alzheimer's actually works at all. But either way, the damage had been done, and Cassava's drug is now in phase 3 clinical trials, which actually involves humans. And in this case, there are 735 participants, but Wang's actions, they've also cast a huge shadow over the drug, and so you have the company trying to save it, with them now doing things like pointing out that Wang hasn't been involved in the phase 3 trials at all, so any data from that should be fine. Additionally, Cassava said that researchers outside of the City University of New York have also found evidence that supported the claims that the drug might help with Alzheimer's. Right, so pretty much, they're saying, hey, we're not just relying on Wang's work by any means. That has not stopped Cassava's stock from taking a beating, dropping nearly 40% over the last few days, which is the exact opposite of how their stock normally performs, because after past clinical trials, their stock would skyrocket. Now, for his part, Wang has defended himself and pointed out that CUNY's investigation into him found no conclusive findings of data manipulation, and saying that's consistent with what he's been saying for 2 years. And he's not wrong there. The university had suspended their investigation out of concerns about the integrity of it. Right, but clearly, that hasn't convinced the DOJ, who are going after him because he allegedly lied about his research in order to get that $16 million in federal grant money, which is why he's looking at a major count of fraud against the United States, 2 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of false statements. And the DOJ adding that he could face decades behind bars if convicted. But then, switching gears, we gotta talk about international news involving Ukraine. Because at this very pivotal moment, Ukraine just got a surprise visit from their biggest frenemy, Hungary's Viktor Orban. Right, on the one hand, Hungary is part of the EU and NATO, both of which have heavily supported Ukraine with weapons and other supplies amid the Russian invasion. But on the other hand, Orban is a massive Putin ally, and he's constantly trying to stop not only Hungary from providing aid, but the entire bloc in general. But Orban reportedly felt this visit was necessary after Hungary took over the EU's rotating presidency, and in a statement said, the aim of the Hungarian presidency is to contribute to solving the challenges ahead of the European Union. That's why my first trip was to Kyiv. And we've seen Zelensky welcome Orban, hoping that the visit could better relations between the two countries. But Orban, he just pushed the Putin talking point of asking for a ceasefire to promote peace talks. And the important thing there is that Ukraine has long laid out what it needs for peace. Russia needs to leave and stop interfering with Ukraine's domestic and international politics. Although, notably, Ukraine has considered going back to the drawing board to try and have a more detailed plan over the next few weeks. But regardless, at this stage, a ceasefire has been widely seen in this case is just helping Russia catch its feet and plan stronger offensive. And like I mentioned, this is happening at a pivotal moment for both sides. Where Ukraine recently got the go-ahead to use Western weapons to hit targets within Russia itself and has been doing it to great effect, which I mean, it's just been a game changer for Ukraine because Russia has long been able to organize and recognize safety before launching offensives, like with the recently stalled one at Kharkiv. And it's not just ground-based systems that are proving effective either. Ukrainian aircraft actually managed to strike a massive ammunition depot in Crimea during Orban's visit. And those successes might just multiply soon as Western F-16s are expected to hit the theater soon. Though, it's not all W's for Ukraine. Its request for Western allies to enforce a no-fly zone across the western part of the country has been denied constantly. And there are definitely going to be people that feel a bit uneasy when they learn that it's toying with the idea of autonomous weapons platforms, which I mean, it's just a technical way to hide that AI is going to be killing people. The people, looking at the work done by this drone company where its drones can autonomously track and follow targets and, if needed, slam into them with explosives. So that's not completely different from how the war is being fought now, with drones still slamming into targets with explosives. It's just that there's a human controlling it far away. But to be fair there, Ukraine's hardly the only military who's explored this technology and its uses. It's just that they may actually be the first who can actually use it. But as far as like an actual ceasefire or peace talks here, I don't see that happening. I mean, not unless Russia actually leaves Ukraine. Though also, the big potential game changer there is the US election. Right? If there is a Trump presidency, all bets are off. Which I mean, barring anything catastrophic happening to Russia, I imagine they at least hold the line for now until then. Because even with the European Union trying to plan for the future of what this whole situation looks like if support from America kind of just dries up, it would 100% have a massive impact. But for now, we'll have to continue to see how this plays out. And then I want to take a quick second to offer y'all up to 40% off over at beautifulbastard.com. And that includes everything from our Cyber Lime drop for all you black and yellow lovers, ranging from our best in class tees to our fantastic crew necks, joggers, and hoodies, as well as our cropped crews and core gear, and even the last of our flowers drop, which includes our lighter terry cloth, lavender, and sky blue hoodies, and again, some of our best in class tees, crews, and tie-dye tanks. For the shirts, I credit them being so fantastic because we use a specialized cotton spandex blend. It just feels better than any cotton or cotton polyester blend I've ever put on. And for the crews and hoodie, I think it just comes down to the good cotton and the good cut and sew. It's all those little things that get us 5-star reviews from anyone wearing a small up to a 5XL. All of which you can get over at beautifulbastard.com. We have site-wide discounts up to 40% off. And that'll be ending as of Friday. And I hope y'all end up loving it like everyone else who's really bought over the last 3 months have loved it. And then this next deep dive, we have your favorite special guest to the show, the Philip DeFranco clone that is still in the old office. Did you know that there is an actual conservative master plan to take over the government and fundamentally change America forever after November's election? No, this isn't a conspiracy theory, but an actual plan being put in place by the Heritage Foundation called Project 2025. And the first thing you should know is this isn't a normal thing for the Heritage Foundation to do. It normally just publishes a wish list of policies called the Mandate for Leadership, which it then hands to the would-be presidents every election. But this time, the mandate is 30 chapters, 920 pages, and just one of the 4 main pillars that the project is built on. Right? And that's according to project director and former Trump administration official Paul Dans. And the others, those include building a massive database of conservatives who could fill government positions, a way to educate these would-be appointees in conservative ideology via the Presidential Administration Academy, and a so-called 180-day playbook for how to implement all these people and their policies upon a Trump election win. Right? And that gives you the first big hint of what Project 2025 is focusing on. The president, because the entire thing really pushes the unitary executive theory, which is the idea that instead of 3 separate but equal branches of government, the executive branch is above the other 2. Pretty much, it would heavily expand the power of the president by making them unaccountable for their actions while in office and heavily expand what they can do as well. And their argument for this is that Article 2 of the Constitution solely vests executive powers to the president. Things like Congress making independent agencies or having oversight over federal appointments, that wouldn't be allowed. And to help implement this, Project 2025 wants to largely purge most federal agencies of their employees, with Heritage Foundation President Kevin Roberts writing in the mandates forward, the long march of cultural Marxism through our institutions has come to pass. The federal government is a behemoth weaponized against American citizens and conservative values, with freedom and liberty under siege as never before. And the project's advocates in general feel that the federal government is infested with Marxists who are not only out to get the American people, but who don't want to listen to Trump if he gets into office again. So because of that, they want to take the unprecedented step of pretty much firing anyone who isn't loyal to Trump, which, to be clear, is drastic. Like, yes, every time a president comes into office, certain positions are expected to change, such as who is in charge of the EPA or the DOJ, but it's usually just the leadership positions that rotate. The rest of the federal agencies, they're filled with professional bureaucrats who are the ones that actually keep the government running. And firing these people would actually be easier than you think too, as Trump already had a plan for the last time he was in office, with that reportedly called Schedule F, making it so that any federal employee who had some kind of say over policy would be answerable to the president directly and on the chopping block. Or pretty much Trump was trying to use it to see who was loyal and remove those who weren't. But it ended up never really being tested because Trump implements revisited at the end of his presidency, only for Biden to then immediately get rid of it. But Project 2025, they want to bring it back. And so with a second Trump presidency, once the agencies were purged, they would want Trump to fill the positions using their database of ideologically pure conservative candidates. And they are dead serious about this whole thing, because they have a whole questionnaire online that you can fill out if you think it'd be a good fit, with them expecting to have 20,000 reliable and vetted candidates ready to go by the time Trump's in office, assuming of course he wins. Now hearing all this, you might think, okay, this sounds like it could be a complete train wreck. Are you going to fire lifelong government professionals and replace them with newbies? But that is where the project's Presidential Administration Academy comes into play. Because it's not supposed to only prepare these candidates for work in the federal government, but also further indoctrinate them into the Heritage Foundation's own brand of conservatism, with all this information being ready to go on the day of Trump's inauguration. The big concern, though, for many is what they plan to do once in power. It's pretty much every conservative policy that you can think of. When it comes to healthcare, their biggest stance is that abortion should be banned. They also want to reinstate provisions of the 1870 Comstock Act, which banned mailing things like birth controls. Project 2025 also has some ideas about LGBTQ plus people in the community, notably saying it is a driving factor in porn and should be banned because of it, claiming that porn is an omnipresent propagation of transgender ideology and sexualization of children. Not to mention the crazy fact that they want to imprison anyone who distributes or produces porn. They also want to ban all discussion of sex and gender flat out and remove protections for those groups from federal rules and laws. And that's in addition to some policies that more immediately hurt those groups, such as the idea that the government should maintain a biblically based social science reinforced definition of marriage and family. Religion is actually also something you'll see pop up a lot if you read the mandate for leadership. However, they claim that there should still be a separation between church and state, though just in one direction. They're fine with Christianity running the government, but they don't want the government interfering with their religion. What's been described as their most concerning plan of action by far is what they plan on doing once they have people in government. Right? We talked about how they want to purge the government of all the career, what they call Marxists who run the various federal agencies, but that's just the tip of the iceberg of centralizing presidential authority. They actually want to just abolish a ton of federal agencies flat out, claiming that they're a waste of money or not explicitly allowed by statutes. I think pretty much exactly what Argentina's president did once he went into office. It's been seen as some of the biggest red flags are plans to defund the FBI, since they think they're just used as political tools against conservatives and act as a check on presidential power. With that, of course, spawning serious fears that putting so much power into an unchecked president would allow them to go after political opponents and critics in the media. Though to be clear there, Project 2025 itself does not advocate specifically for this, but it does create the tools that would make it possible, which is really important, and it leads us to the next thing that we need to talk about, which is Trump and his team. Because there's an argument to be made that Project 2025 is just a conservative fan fiction. Because Trump and his team, they haven't explicitly endorsed it or said that it'll be policy. Right? And their official stance is that the only things they explicitly mention is their policy. But ever since debuting a few years ago, more and more conservative names and groups have signed up to endorse Project 2025. And a lot of these people, they just so happen to be former Trump administration officials, many of whom are believed to have a solid chance of getting positions again. We've already talked about Project Director Paul Dans, but there's also Russell T. Vaught. He ran the Office of Management and Budget for Trump and now runs the Center for Renewing America. There's also John McEntee, who's a former White House personal chief that spearheaded Trump's first crack at implementing Schedule F and its presidential loyalty tests. And again, that's just naming a few out of the many former Trumpists at Project 2025. And beyond former Trump administration officials, there are like 100 conservative groups signed on to Project 2025, making it so that pretty much any qualified conservative for public office is tied to it. And then you also need to consider that a lot of what Trump's campaign has said lines up with Project 2025, such as using Schedule F and promising to dismantle what they called the deep state because, quote, either the deep state destroys America or we destroy the deep state. And of course, Trump would love a more centralized, powerful executive branch to have the power to go after the media. And there's not some random fear-mongering either. It is widely expected that if elected, Trump would tap Kash Patel for a national security role. Patel has experience serving as Trump's counterterrorism advisor and chief of staff to the acting Secretary of Defense. And Patel vowed in an interview with Steve Bannon,
"We will go out and find the conspirators, not just in government, but in the media. Yes, we're going to come after the people in the media who lied about American citizens, who helped Joe Biden rig presidential elections. We're going to come after you. Whether it's criminally or civilly, we'll figure that out."
Notably, Trump himself made similar threats to go after political opponents, saying a year ago,
I
You
will
guys sound
appoint
like
a real
Nazis.
special prosecutor to go after the most corrupt president in the history of the United States of America, Joe Biden, and the entire Biden crime family.
He also wrote on Truth
Entire
Social months
Biden
back,
crime
"I say up front,
family.
openly and proudly, that when I win the presidency of the United States, they and others of the lamestream media will be thoroughly scrutinized for their knowingly dishonest and corrupt coverage of people, things, and events. Why should NBC or any of the other corrupt and dishonest media companies be entitled to use the very valuable airwaves of the USA free?" With him then going on to threaten Comcast over its alleged what he called treason because of its ties to MSNBC. I think all of this, it's worthy of your own investigation if you're interested. I'll link down below. follow. But at the very least, this is something you should be aware of, as of course we head into this election, and it's a possible future. As it stands, the next president of the United States, it's a coin flip, honestly, right now. I think if the election happened today, there is a lean towards Trump. Though again, polling is polling, and actual votes are the actual votes, and we have to wait to see. But of course, as we wait for that slow march of time to get to its destination, I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts here? But that, my beautiful bastards, is where today's Tuesday evening, Wednesday morning dive into the news is gonna end. But the good news is you don't have to miss me for too long, because my dumb face will be right back here tomorrow.
That what we saw the other night, the Joe Biden we saw, is not a one-off. In the last 6 months particularly, there has been a marked incidence of cognitive decline.
How anybody involved in that debate prep, I mean, didn't anybody see something was amiss?
The debate prep was supervised by Ron Klain. There was a fundraiser at which he started at the podium, and then he became very stiff, according to people there, as if it were almost a kind of rigor mortis.
Journalist Carl Bernstein spoke to sources who are incredibly close to President Joe Biden and found that there have actually been serious concerns about Biden's mental and physical health for over a year now. Now, he even highlights a troubling incident Biden was involved in while giving a speech, and we're going to get to the details of that incident in just a moment. You don't want to miss it, and it just further reinforces something that we here at TYT have been concerned about for not just a year. We've been concerned about when Biden was running in 2020. Obviously, his health has declined further since then. But before we get to the heart of this interview with Bernstein, Cenk, why don't you jump in and tell me what you think about the overall revelations here?
Yeah. So first of all, I'm going to say that I think that sociologists and anthropologists are going to have a field day with right now, and that it is going to be a bigger topic for them in their studies than in politics. The reason is Carl Bernstein is reporting something that was enormously obvious to anyone with eyes and ears up to a year ago. And we've proven that because we did a petition with you guys 9 months ago saying he's got to get out. He's falling apart at the seams. We can see it with our eyes at every time he does an event, right? Handshakes with invisible people, et cetera, et cetera. Now, a full year later, now people are like, did you know that he might be having mental difficulties? Of course we knew! Of course! But what's amazing about it, and that's why I bring in the social psychologists, et cetera, they didn't, though. In a sense, Anna, Biden has the Democratic Party. He's taken us as hostages. And, I would say 95% of the party, until the debate, had Stockholm Syndrome. Now we're down to 50% that have Stockholm Syndrome. And at 50% still hanging on, going, no, I don't see it. I think it's great. I think we're going to win. I mean, even the people with Stockholm Syndrome are now beginning to go, and this is what I find most setting. I'm beginning to think he might not win.
Oh, my God.
Of course he's not going to win.
Okay.
We've got that later in the program. He's now down in 3 non-swing states and about to lose 3 more, right? So this is an epic, we're talking about a landslide now. We're not talking about victory. In terms of these things, have they been hiding it? Of course they've been hiding him. And so not only are they hiding him from the public, but they're hiding the public from Joe Biden. And I think the number one person responsible, without a doubt, is Jill Biden. Now, more facts.
Thanks for watching. Our audience has helped build TYT into the media giant it is today. Together, we can accomplish anything. Support our work and join us at tyt.com/team. Yeah, I mean, look, if you want to make an argument that maybe rank and file Democrats were unaware of the extent to which Biden's mental capacity has declined, I'm not sure I'm even going to buy that argument, but I'm at least somewhat receptive to it. What I am not receptive to is the notion that those closest to Biden were in the dark about what's been going on. In fact, that's what Bernstein is very clearly laying out in this interview on CNN. He spoke to those who they're not haters of Biden's. They're close Biden allies. They're people who love Biden, and they're now feeling that it's necessary to spill the tea, which honestly enrages me even more, because if they've been having concerns about Biden for over a year, maybe you make those concerns a little more public, a little more vocal, so voters have more of a say over who the overall Democratic nominee is. Now, with that in mind, let's see what Biden sources have been saying about his condition over the past 6 months.
According to the people you've been talking to, what are you hearing?
Well, these are people, several of them, who are very close to President Biden, who love him, have supported him, have been among them are some people who have raised a lot of money for him. And they are adamant that what we saw the other night, the Joe Biden we saw, is not a one-off, that there have been 15, 20 occasions in the last year and a half when the president has appeared somewhat as he did in that horror show. These people who have supported him, loved him, campaigned for him, see him often, say that in the last 6 months particularly, there has been a marked incidence of cognitive decline and physical infirmity.
15 to 20 occasions over the last 6 months alone where those closest to Biden allies, individuals who have been campaigning on his behalf, noticed that he was displaying signs of significant cognitive decline.
Yeah. Of course it's not a one-off. So this absurd, see, like this is I'm debating with blue MAGA, just like red MAGA. Like, of course, if you lose 60 election court cases in a row, that you didn't win the election, right? If you're red MAGA. Now with blue MAGA, everybody has off nights. We saw Obama have an off night in a debate, etc., right?
In 2012 against Mitt Romney.
But no one thought after that debate, I covered that debate, nobody thought, oh, Obama's brain is gone. Obama couldn't finish a sentence. Obama freezes for no reason. What kind of insane conversation are we having? The guy's 81 and we all see his mental decline right in front of our eyes. And that's the thing, guys. They barely let us see it. But those insiders, they've been seeing it for over a year.
Correct.
And they've been hiding it from you. Remember the people who lied to you. Democratic leadership 100% lied to you. Tons of mainstream media totally lied to you. Remember what Mika said the morning after the debate? She said, fine, we're not going to spin this one, but... I mean, what an admission that they spin everything,
100%,
right?
Yeah.
So now to the people who did this and who think that they're helping Joe Biden, do you think this is helping his legacy?
Yeah, to create a situation in which ultimately the President of the United States would be publicly humiliated in the way that he's been publicly humiliated. So why don't we hear more from Bernstein on those who have provided cover for Biden's mental decline, thus lying to the American people about his true condition.
The debate prep was supervised by Ron Klain, who has been with President Biden for many years.
I didn't see the python. But good fight, brother. Good fight. You outgunned me as usual. It's never ever fair. I had a good hit on him. Son of a bitch. One day I will have the python and you will be the one fucking crawling. Oh god, he'll kill me. Don't kill me. Go, go. I need the cloth. Shit. He's gonna aggro me. No, no. Get it off my bar, off my bar, off my bar, off my bar, off my bar. God damn it. Gotta make it home to my base. I should crawl in a bush. But I mean, I'd rather just get home. The heli's good for me to get cover, maybe. We'll see. Oh. Thought I heard something. Got a lot of stuff. I'm just gonna try and get home. Get this on, get this on. On. Reload, reload. Shit. Come on, man. What's going on? Stop. Ah, got it. Okay. You know, I only need, well, I guess now I need that, and I need a beach towel here. That's all I really need here, and I'll build my cool little metal base with the observation and all that. That, yep, and I need you and you need put some of that away. I need that, and that. Make me one of those. Perfect. There. And I guess I didn't hit a metal node this run. That's okay. But at least I have a furnace in case I do. I should try to get some. I'm gonna put my crossy and my stuff away. All of that away except for the chainsaw and the crossbow and a sword. Defend myself in the dark here. Well, really, I know that I need a TC, so I'm just gonna do like bank what I just did. Scared that now I gotta like worry about my volume and go pee because I'm a little bit stressed out and I feel like someone heard me. So we're just gonna listen for a minute. I'll be right back. I gotta pee. Also gotta put my window down. It's too cold in here. Some summer, it's fucking freezing. It's that same jackass with the jackhammer again. I wanna fuck him. Where is he? Let's see. Now I think I'm being capped. Tommy doesn't feel right. I'm gonna play different games. I think he's out there. I made a joke the other day, like, if you can hear something, destruction is nigh. If you can hear something, destruction is imminent. Now this guy can't run around with a weapon while this heli like. He wasn't camping me. Oh, look how perfect this bush is. I need a nail gun, though. I think I need to run into the hills and look for a metal node, but I don't have a pick. Maybe I can put down a T1. Let's see. The heli's too sketch. I'll lose my set. I used... Oh, no. Now, what is it I'm doing? I am looking to make a T1 workbench. Oh, I don't have 100 metal frags. Son of a bitch. I want to hunt this guy, but I need a pick. I don't have a pick anymore for some reason. I love Rust. It's so much more interesting to me than... This fucking jackass with the jackhammer. Where is he? He keeps coming through here over and over again. There. Let's just do the outpost run. And I'll run the road and see if I find someone on the road. Oh. No. Or, well, it would be good to just go find a metal node. It would be the fastest solution to the problem. This power station would be good. Yep, nice. That's a lot of loot. I mean, that's... Shit. If I just go recycle, I have, like, a lot of metal. A lot of scrap. Yeah, this is a good run. Let's go see what's going on in there. Nope. No thanks. I'm going the wrong way. I should just bank now. Why did this jackhammer guy come by twice in like 5 minutes? Maybe he lives here. Maybe he's farming that. Yeah, can I chainsaw through his fucking... Can I chainsaw through that? I need some form of fire. There's one box in there. I should put the crossy away. I should put the set away. We're gonna get wasted doing this. Oh, there he is. Oh! Ooh. Oh. I can't believe you fucking hit me. Fuck. I'm gonna run. See, we like live here together. Fucking annoying. Wait. No cloth or anything. I'm just gonna keep running because I'll just die if I don't. Where is this asshole? Fuck. I'm loaded, but I don't want to lead him back to my fucking base. Show your face, fucko. He's scared of me. He knows I can hit him. Well, that's enough to start it burning anyways. I don't really want to burn it now, though. Wait, I think I did this wrong. Yeah, I did do it wrong. So, I need like a real airlock. And I think the box being right there actually does it. No, the T1 right being right there does it. But I can't do it yet. That's alright. Yeah, can't do anything yet. Gonna need metal. When it gets dark, I'll Any other band-aids or anything in here? No. Cloth or anything? No. No. I'm gonna put my set away. I'm gonna go hammer his house. Is he camping me? Can't tell him where I live. I mean, all I need is a little bit more wood. If he has wood in this box, I'll fucking, I'll be good. Now I can just worry about doing this in earnest, because... Oh, what was that? What was that? Why couldn't I have my crossbow when I actually needed it? Son of a bitch. It's fine. Can't let him know I live here. What was that?
to have all been to Ron Klain in the last year to say we have a problem. We have a problem such as we saw the other night, that there have been numerous instances where the president has lost his train of thought, can't pick it up again. I think that what these folks are saying and have been saying for a while is, yes, he's great when we see him, as we have tonight, but he also has these inexplicable moments that we're very concerned about, and you, Ron Klain, and the First Family, we need to talk about this, and they've been pushed back repeatedly whenever it's been brought up.
So Ron Klain's name comes up quite often in regard to, who should be blamed for lying to the American people about Biden's true mental decline. And look, it is true that Ron Klain was the individual prepping Biden for the debate, so he has firsthand knowledge about the current state of Joe Biden. But at the same time, I also want to remind you all that Axios published that piece basically disclosing what the Biden defenders' game plan is. And one portion of that game plan is to put all the blame on Ron Klain, Anita Dunn, those close aides to Biden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like passing the blame onto them. But honestly, I do blame them. I mean, you think Ron Klain didn't know that Biden was experiencing significant mental decline?
Yeah, no. So I want to be clear about this, and I have strong opinions. Number one, one of the reasons that Ron Klain gets blamed is because he's the only one willing to listen to other voices. So the other people inside Biden's circle won't listen to anybody. Right? So since Ron Klain has an open door, people can talk to him and they think, well, Ron Klain's not taking action, so it must be his fault. No, he's the one that's actually listening to you, whereas the rest of them couldn't care less. So when I see Ron Klain being thrown under the bus like this, I think it's exactly wrong. It's the opposite of what's happening.
But you don't think Ron Klain was...
No, I think everyone's responsible. Ron Klain's in his inner circle. There's reports saying, oh, it's tough to talk to Biden. He won't listen to anyone, and he's very surly, etc. Well, put your big boy pants on and go do your job.
This is insane. It really is. Like, the level of cowardice demonstrated by the Democratic advisors surrounding Biden is just mind-numbing. It is so depressing.
And I'll tell you a second thing that is clear. Axios, Politico, New York Times, NBC News all talked about it this weekend. And I knew that there would be a wave to try to quell that and then get past it and pretend it never happened. No, the person making the decisions is Dr. Jill Biden. There is no question about it.
I love that.
And when you see other names in the press, that's partly her team. Her advisor is now the #1 advisor to Biden. There's two top advisors, and one of them is the First Lady's top assistant.
Beautiful,
right?
I'm gonna use it.
And they say those two basically have Biden in a headlock. So there's a
I love
couple
that base. I'm gonna
problems
use
with that.
that
Number
base.
one, they're now leaking against the other advisors, right? And there's, oh yeah, Ron Klain, I don't know, this guy, that guy, but definitely not Jill Biden. Don't look at the First Lady, who's obviously in charge, right?
And by the way, it was reported today, also Hunter Biden, who sometimes would visit, his father in the White House, but now is joining all the White House meetings, including the meeting with Biden that preceded the speech he gave in response to the Supreme Court ruling on presidential immunity.
Yeah, and so in fact, some Democrats now saying, wait, what's Hunter Biden doing in the meetings? I mean, that's what I said from the first day. Like, why is the modern artist involved in the most important political decision of our lifetimes, right? So now people are starting to get mad about that. But even that's a distraction. It's definitely the First Lady that's making the decisions. But think about this, and a couple of members made some really good points. First of all, just on the this illness, Kyoko506, who's a YouTube member for Young Turks, said, my mom has been battling Alzheimer's for years. I know mental decline when I see it, and sorry, but Biden is done, at least for the job he's applying for. Look, and then Ben Mag was texted this way. I don't know if I'm supposed to out him or not, but he said, would you trust Biden to drive your car?
No, I mean, come on.
Imagine your kids are inside. Imagine they don't have seatbelts. You would never trust Biden,
He's
right?
the president right now.
And he's the president of the United States, the most important job. There's no question about it. And by the way, thank you for participating in the show. Hit the join button below to become a Young Turks member. I want to show you an old clip that I keep referring to. Then I'm going to go to the great political point by another member. So this is from a long time ago. This is when we were like, what the hell's going on? And everybody's like, oh, it's no big deal. Now, you see this thing that Biden did after giving a speech, and you tell me if you thought it was a big deal or not.
God bless you.
He's totally lost. That was like a year ago.
Yep.
And they're pretending that they didn't know, please. So now let's go to one of our members on tyt.com. Sloths Are My Spirit Animal, funny title, says, at what point do we get to call a wellness check? Just yesterday, Biden said we're not a country of kings. Well, we also can't be a country of emperors without clothes either. And the reason why I like that is that we literally need a wellness check on the president, because the First Lady and the other advisors, they're not just keeping the public from the Biden from the public, but like I said earlier, Biden might not have any idea what's going on. He's so tightly cloistered in that little group. Remember, he's not seeing all the things that we're seeing. He's only seeing very carefully manufactured facts that are brought in front of him. In fact, they're bringing in polls where he's winning. He has no idea. He has no idea what's going on. So he doesn't have any interactions with the outside world. And so he might think that, he knows that things are bad, obviously, right? But he might not have any idea how bad they are. He's down to 36% approval. He's lost 12 points in New Hampshire, on and on and on.
He's being used, exploited, and misled by individuals who insist on him continuing to run for re-election, not because they think it's the best option for the country or the best outcome for the election, but because their own personal benefits are on the line. Either their jobs as advisors to the president, or in the case of Hunter Biden and Jill Biden, I mean, I'm sure Jill Biden really enjoyed being on the cover of glossy magazines.
Oh, no question. I don't care if you're in the business of trying to protect the feelings of the powerful. I am not in that business. Jill Biden is loving the power that she has. It's super obvious that she doesn't want to let go of the power. Because, look, the reason I read that comment from our member, and I've said it in the past, and we've gotten so many comments saying the same thing. If you've had a loved one going through this, you would never subject them to this. You have to be some sort of power-hungry Gollum to go, no, we're going to stay in power. I don't care if he's humiliated. March him back out there, right? Come on, that was a humiliation. So everybody warned Ron Clinton and everyone else, well, not everybody, but a lot of people did, a long time ago, saying, guys, if you love Joe Biden, you're going to destroy his legacy and his reputation. He had beaten Trump. He had a decent economy, lowest unemployment. He had gotten bills passed. They would have built statues of him. Now he's going to be driven from the party with pitchforks, or he's going to capsize the entire party with him. They're now running ads with Biden attached to congressional Democrats.
It's disastrous.
Bye-bye, there goes Congress.
And by the way, repeating the line that Biden is the best Democratic candidate to beat Trump trashes the entirety of the Democratic Party. That does not look good for other Democratic politicians, and it is shocking to me that more Democratic politicians haven't come forward to push back against these ridiculous narratives. Now, finally, I want to go to what we promised with Bernstein highlighting a particular episode involving Joe Biden that is concerning to say the least. Let's take a look.
There was a fundraiser at which he started at the podium, and then he became very stiff, according to people there, as if it were almost a kind of rigor mortis.
This was reported allegedly in June of 2020.
This was June of, this was a year ago almost exactly, at the old Four Seasons restaurant on Park Avenue. And he became very stiff, and a chair had to be brought for him to do the latter part of the event.
Yeah, that is insane, and that happened a year ago. But despite all of this new information that Americans are reading about, watching, you have Biden's campaign chair, Jen O'Malley Dillion, telling members of the campaign's National Finance Committee, the donors, there's as many as 500 donors attending this virtual meeting, and she's essentially saying, you guys have nothing to worry about, okay? Biden's totally healthy. Okay, he has absolutely no intention of dropping out of the race. I'm going to quote her right now. He's probably in better health than most of us, she said.
Come on.
Yeah.
You look ridiculous. You should never be hired again in Democratic politics on that statement alone. So, guys, this is the other important part. I can't believe this is what's happened. We have a topsy-turvy world now where the only people that might be able to rescue us are the donors.
The donors.
Oh, my God, we're in such a sorry state. Because the donors don't like to waste money. They like return on investment. And so now they all see the handwriting on the wall. They're going to lose. So there's some dead enders who are still trying to raise money for him. But raising money for this guy is going to get super difficult. And remember who the worst of the worst are. Everybody on his campaign. Because they all have an incentive to make sure that he keeps going. Because the minute they have a new candidate, they're all fired. They're not. The new candidate will pick an entirely different campaign team. So everybody on Biden's campaign is desperately holding on, lying to you 24/7. He's fine. He's fine. No, I want this job. It pays really well. It makes I get a lot of status and power in Washington. He's fine. He's fine. Nonsense. Serial, pathological liars. And last thing, they took a giant risk on our behalf. On all of our behalf.
Of course, yeah. Who cares about us?
They knew. They deal with them every day. Remember the story about how he can only function between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. They've seen him before 10 a.m. They've seen him after 4 p.m. They've seen it for a year. And they said, yes, so what? It's going to help me, my political career. Put the guy back out there. Who cares if he gets humiliated? Put the old man back out there. We're going to keep power, and we're going to keep our salaries, right? And they betrayed us all and took this giant risk on our behalf. And now Trump is on the precipice of winning Congress and a landslide victory that would give him a mandate to destroy this government. And that's now Joe Biden's legacy. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show
so many different genres of content.
Thank you, The Young Turks, for the excellent content from my stream. I'd like to sub to your channel. And before that was, thank you, Philip DeFranco, for the excellent content from my stream. I'd like to sub to your channel. Thank you, TYT, for the excellent content from my stream. I'd like to sub to your channel. Thank you, Oopaville, for, wow, Oopaville jumped 2 million this month or something like that. He's on fire. Yep, and that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for the excellent content from my stream.
Content, types of content, commentary YouTube, beauty YouTube, naked yoga, alright? Just a few of my favorites out there.
Yes, I am into butthole sunning, aka butt-chugging sunlight, aka perineum sunning, aka anal chakra sunning, aka enlightening my brown eye with the sun.
There's so many genres on this platform, and if you tried to watch all of them, you'd probably explode, because there's so many. All right? Look at this guy who tried to watch all of them. Oh, no, that's actually Paul McCartney exploding, just in general. That sucks. Hopefully he's all right. So live and let die. One of the largest genres or kinds of videos that we've seen on YouTube for quite a long time are the IRL type videos. Man on the street. Name a woman! Sometimes you just ask people shit to try to get a reaction. People like Vitaly.
Take a picture of your arm.
You want to take a picture of my arm? Why do you want to take a picture of my arm?
Because it's the skinniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Jimmy Kimmel.
What's the worst thing you've done that you've never told your dad?
Those are a couple different guys who do man on the street type content. Okay, it's pretty interesting stuff. But there is another man who you may not know of, and I have kept a very close eye on for years. A man by the name of Connor Murphy. This man's not quite as popular as some other more popular IRL YouTubers, which might not surprise you based on the words I'm saying. If you can interpret them, I basically stated what I was about to say before I stated it.
Dude, check this out. Alright, this guy goes up to random girls, plays a quick game with them, and then kisses them, man. Legend.
Connor Murphy has definitely made a unique...
Wow.
attention online. He became very well known originally for making videos of him on 6th Street in Austin, having girls kiss him and touch his abs. He's a handsome Chad, all right? He's a handsome Chad, muscular guy. Look at all his content, and he's flexing and stuff, and he's got all these ladies and everything. Guy is winning life. Getting a bunch of views, doing super well on YouTube. He's hot. He's super hot.
So I was wondering if you want to play a really quick game. How about we play a really quick game for a really quick kiss?
However, near the beginning of 2020, the beginning of the COVID lockdowns, Connor made a bit of a wild change. Kind of went off the deep end, as some people call it, and he did a 40-day fast like Jesus. Okay, and also did some crazy psychedelics, and he was posting some videos of him online with his bros, having an unhinged time with his unhinged girlfriend. His personality, things seemed very strange. We went from here,
3 chances to guess the color of my shirt under my jacket,
to here in a very short period of time.
The only false perspective is the perspective that your perspective.
It's called lots of drugs and lots of money.
What's happened here? Now it's gone wild.
Lots of drugs,
He
lots
was
of money.
stabbed
It's
recently
simple.
as well.
So as most of you know, I'm just so crazy that I stabbed myself and destroyed the house that I was paying.
And it's just like a big joke, but people are worried that he's gonna get murdered. People are worried that he's actually gonna get murdered now. So that's not good. This is a really wild situation.
Connor Murphy allegedly attacks his girlfriend with a golf ball.
It seems like Connor Murphy is completely controlled.
Supplement cabinet reveal.
He's self-aware. He's aware of what's going on. That's really interesting. I'm not just making a video about someone who like can't help himself. I think a thesaurus or two, maybe. He's a pretty intelligent fella, albeit weird. So you probably just screamed at your screen. Who is Connor Murphy, Caleb? Who is that? Who is that? Well, I will answer your question directly.
So as you guys know, I have a proclivity for psychosis.
Connor Murphy is an American YouTuber who is 29 years old. Who, in his public IRL prank videos, where he goes around and asks women to kiss him or touch his abs. You're welcome, little guy. Connor Murphy's most popular video is titled Connor Murphy Fake Shirt Trick.
3 chances.
Okay, listen to what happened. I baited them over there and they got in a fight and got wasted. I can't believe that. Okay, so I had a TC. And I need a lock, but that's it. Yeah, I have to take some stone with me. BP hammer. Yeah, that's all I really need to risk here. How to build now while it's dark. That was a crazy fight that just happened up there. I baited somebody up over there. Well, let's see what we can do. I need to make sure that I can get the full clearance and the full coverage. So we'll go like up. Yeah. Straight up. Just gonna put a door, because why not? Can I jump on the roof of this thing? That's funny I can. Oh god, I might have fucked this up. I might not be able to put a wall right there. I don't know. Oh god, I might have to break this thing. That's fine. Okay, Gotta make sure that we put a wall here. Well, make it wood. In the bottom, I don't want them to be able to see. That. What are you looking at, bitch? What the fuck are you doing? Fucking annoying. Maybe I'll give it some time. He won't sit there forever.
Color of my shirt under my jacket, in which he wears a zip-up jacket and asks women on the street if they can guess the color of his shirt underneath, and when they guess, he tells them they are wrong and takes off his shirt to reveal his jacked, chiseled, beautiful body. Wow. That is a funny idea for a video. I should do that outside. Out here on where I'm at. See what happens. I'd probably go to jail. This video currently sits at 63 million views. He also has some other videos with 20 million views. The dude has done very well on YouTube. From what we've talked about so far, you've probably been able to surmise as well that the beginning of Connor's content is simple.
All right, so like what would look good on YouTube?
Wait, why where's your shirt?
And then we showed you a little bit of what's going on at the end, which isn't as good. It's kind of scary. We're worried about his health. He's been stabbed by, I'm not sure who, but he went to jail is where he was arrested as well. There's another, it's kind of weird watching this whole thing unravel, but the man's content started off normal. That's what makes this so compelling. Well, normal. I don't really know about normal, all right? Connor started posting way back in 2016 with his first upload talking about his natural transformation from being a slim guy to a shredded big chungus guy. From there, he continued to upload fitness videos talking about his workouts.
There's never a good excuse not to be training, all right?
His diets and how he achieved his awesome physiques.
All right, guys, so we're starting off the day with some oatmeal.
However, along with his workout videos, he would occasionally post videos of him flexing to girls on Omegle. All right, that's awesome. This Omegle stuff's a precursor to his more popular content that would come later on.
I'm just gonna show you guys what a normal day in the grocery store looks like for me.
Now, it wasn't just 0 to 60, like randomly one day. Connor was slightly exposing some wild behavior long before he fully went off the deep end. Some of his early videos show how he does not care what people think and he'll do anything in public, which is really interesting and psychopathic. Not literally, but just like, how can you do that? That's I'm saying. I would never be able to do any of this.
What's up, guys? Today, I'm gonna show you how to impress a girl in just 1 second.
I can barely even form a sentence to talk to somebody. The guy has unmatched confidence, which is a huge red flag for mental sanity, I think. That's just crazy. I can't imagine being this confident and this weird.
What's up, guys? Today, we're at the University of Texas, and we're making Girls Mondays.
Some of Connor's earliest confidence videos include Connor going to a Walmart and the rafters like a ape, like a chimpanzee. That's pretty funny, honestly. Also, Connor climbing to the top of a Chipotle and then taking his shirt off, which is just the most pointless video ever. That is the whole premise of the video. He climbs onto a Chipotle and takes his shirt off. Why? I don't know. I don't have answers to questions like this. I don't have answers to any questions. Why are we all here? Dude, I don't have any idea. All right. Why are you watching this? I'm not sure. Some kind of neurochemical reaction made you decide to press a button on your little light device, like Joseph Smith in 1843. All right, the first iPad baby. I think he was assassinated like right after that or something. I'm not sure. Anyways, back to Connor Murphy. Wouldn't be long before Connor would begin going in public and asking girls to do various things like kiss him or take pics of him, and also, let's not forget, touching his abs.
You literally have pecs. You have pecs. That doesn't count. That.
I kind of understand that, right? It's like you got this thing, you're like, people are so weirded out by it. It reminds me of that one clip from that one video I'm not allowed to talk about anymore, where I pulled up my shirt and I said I had abs, and then the other guy that was in the video was like, and he didn't see the abs. Remember that? I can't talk about that. I shouldn't have mentioned that video. Whatever video you're thinking of, it's not the right video. It's a different video. Doing these things, like getting people to touch his abs and kissing women in public, that's what caused his views to skyrocket and his stock to go north, or whatever they call it. Have gains. Go on a run. A bull run. Back in the day, Connor would grab the attention of H3H3, and they did an entire video on him.
I wanna fuck you, wanna put my shirt right up, wanna climb up these monkey bars.
And then he trolled Ethan in a video.
What about Ethan from H3H3?
Oh, I don't know. Absolutely not. Hey, but he's not cute. He's not.
That's so mean.
Pretty baller, pretty big sexual, pretty pimpin', all right, guys? The golden era of YouTube, where everyone was friends and everything seemed like it was good and you could talk shit about people, and they didn't care. As Connor continued to grow in 2016, 17, 18, he attracted an audience of edgy teenagers, which at the time wasn't uncommon. That was the time of iDubbbz.
I'm gay.
Leafy is here.
Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video.
Rice Gump.
I'm really mad.
H3H3.
So there's definitely something like in us to conquer.
All these guys, they had the edge. That was like the edge, right? You wanted to troll social justice warriors, and then you wanted to trigger like libtards. Remember that? So much slurs and so much. Oh, it was the good old days, guys. I miss the good old days. I missed the good old days. I don't mean I missed them. I missed them. I was manic, basically, from 2015 to 2019. I pretty much couldn't form thoughts and was constantly dissociated with a lot of different disorders. Anyways, I'll be all right. This Topo Chico is like a truth serum.
At least he's honest.
That's weird. Connor's content fit perfectly into the sphere of the time. It was awesome, right? It was openly sexualizing women, pretty awesome stuff, pressuring them into interacting with him, you know, kissing them, etc. There are instances throughout the videos where women he interacts with are clearly uncomfortable, but his audiences were eating that type of content up and loving every single video that he would put out. 20 million views. Make the women uncomfortable. I like. Smash like, okay? That's what we love. Just kidding. I don't like any of this shit. It makes me physically ill seeing prank videos. I feel so nervous for people. I feel so sick. Sometimes there's really good ones. Rosh Creations, I feel like, is amazing.
I trust you.
But a lot of the 2016 pranks make me feel sick in my stomach. Just anxious and stuff. And it isn't that hard to make me feel anxious about it. However, YouTube is like a candle. And Connor Murphy's candle started in 2016. And his fame obviously would not last forever. This big heyday, this renaissance of shit content. He continued to upload it for a good while. He posted regularly, always going out in public, asking girls to touch his abs and stuff, taking off his shirt, etc. You'd think his audience would grow tired of these videos, the same video over and over and over and over again. Over time, he even stopped posting his fitness videos.
We're at the YMCA, about to some abs.
And those were needed to break up the monotony of the just, hey, check out this. Same thing every single time. Same exact premise every video.
I want you to touch your favorite body part. Might be a little awkward with your boyfriend here, but what you get to do on this, all right? Touch your favorite body part.
Every time Connor Murphy's views dropped off significantly, a fall off, the likes of which we've seen a lot of times before. I was gonna make it sound awesome and epic and dramatic, but really it's common. It's what happens to YouTube. It's a canon. He would have a random video pop off here and there, but compared to the big 60 million, 20 million view days, it's over! And the status quo would maintain for a while, until one day in 2020, Connor Murphy announced on his Instagram that he would be completing a 40-day fast live stream. And he said he would only drink water and meditate. That's pretty much what I did from 2016 to 2018 as well, but it didn't work. By the way, it's really important to note that this 40-day Jesus fast is out of the blue. This guy would post normal posts on his Instagram showing his gains, sometimes promoting his videos. So this shit was out of the blue and surprised a lot of his fans. I wasn't a fan, but I saw it when it happened. I was like, he did what? He did what now? A 40-day fast like Jesus? That's kind of weird. This guy's taking Lent to the next level, all right? Connor loved the way his physique looked after the 40-day fast. And yes, he did in fact live stream all of it. There's a 40-day stream archive to prove it.
So guys, I can honestly say that I'm pretty happy where my physique is at, considering that I fasted an entire 40 days. In my opinion, I was able to maintain more muscle.